We're going to switch gears today. Ooh, why do I sound so echoey? It's very odd. I don't think is my mic on? Okay, very good. We are going to have a couple of comedians in here. First, in studio with me, we'll have Jiaoying Summers. She's a friend and a brilliant comedian and has a great story and a lot to talk about. Brad Williams is supposed to stop by as well, though we haven't heard from him yet. Dumpster Baby and a Dwarf is how this episode was framed by Caleb. We'll explain to you what that's all about. Stay with us. We will be right back. We'll also be out on Twitter Spaces, taking calls perhaps a little bit later. Stay with us. Our laws, as it pertains to substances, are draconian and bizarre. The psychopaths start this way. He was an alcoholic because of social media and pornography, PTSD, love addiction, fentanyl and heroin. Ridiculous. I'm a doctor, for sake. Where the hell do you think I learned that? I'm just saying, you go to treatment before you kill people. I am a clinician. I observe things about these chemicals. Let's just deal with what's real. We used to get these calls on Loveline all the time. Educate adolescents and to prevent and to treat. If you have trouble you can't stop and you want help stop it, I can help. I got a lot to say. I got a lot more to say. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the holiday season, and our friends at Genucel Skincare want to give you the gift of younger-looking skin with their best sale of the year. For the first time ever, get over 60% off our favorite skincare bundles at Genucel.com/Drew. Genucel has so many products that Susan and I love. Genucel's XV Moisturizer. It locks in moisture, making dry spots a thing of the past. It's especially great with the colder weather coming in. And with its immediate effects, you can see these results in as little as 12 hours, guaranteed, or your money back. Susan loves Genucel's Vitamin C Serum and the new Deep Correcting Serum with lactic acid. It hydrates your skin while preventing future wrinkles from developing. Take advantage of this amazing holiday savings by going to Genucel.com and getting over 60% off right now. Plus, all orders are upgraded to free shipping for the rest of the holiday season. Use code DREW at checkout for an extra 10% off your entire order. That's Genucel.com/Drew, Genucel.com/DREW. Welcome to our studio, Jiaoying Summers. We are a fan and a friend. Welcome.
It's my honor. I'm so happy to be here. I should come here more because it's only 15 minutes from my house and I can leave my children.
Susan will set you up for that. She's dying already. So there's a lot to today's show, which is that Susan worked very hard to get this set up, get this studio set up, so we could welcome people right into the studio. We haven't fully finished the cameras and the lighting, all this stuff. We had Steve-O in here a week ago, and now Jiaoying, because she lives so near us, which I can't get through my head. It's just so weird to me that anyone lives near us that we know who is particularly a comedian. That the San Gabriel Valley, but a
comedian,
a brilliant comedian. But I guess there are a lot of Chinese people out in this area. A lot.
Yeah, we got my mom here because it's easy for her. She doesn't speak good English, me either, but it's convenient for my mom.
Because there's other people from her culture and who speaks her language and things. And explain the dumpster baby part of the story, because people were already reacting to that. What? What?
People, it's very funny because people ask me like, how do you know you are a dumpster baby? Like, my dad tells me every Tuesday. That's how I know when I can speak. 1, 2, 3, like 1, 2, 3. You're from the dumpster. It's not like he went until I am smart enough to process that he loves me. No, he's like, we kept you. You don't have a penis, so do better. So I know it very early on. And every girl would tell their story about, I lived in my auntie's house for 10 years. I lived with another relative in a different city for like 13 years.
Because you didn't have a penis.
It's missing. Yeah.
It's missing.
But my father still kept me because he really do love me.
So even though he disdained you for not having a penis, the fact that he kept you was extraordinary. It showed his love.
Yeah, I'm very lucky, and I don't want to brag, but I feel very bad for the other girls. I think he loves me. They
all went to the orphanage or the dumpster. Stayed in the dumpster, right?
Yeah.
So he rescued you from the dumpster.
He didn't. My mom did.
Your mom did.
She felt bad for me because she heard me crying, and she think if she didn't save me, Buddha is gonna make her life worse.
Right. And you mentioned before before the cameras heated up here, you were sitting very perfectly still with impeccable posture, and you said something to me about why that is so.
And my mom just smacked me with a spoon, like a wooden spoon, a big one. She'll smack me. She's like, "You're already ugly. The only thing you can do is to stand up straight." And that's the least you can do.
That's the least you could do.
Yeah, she just do that. She's like, "Do not slouch. You are short."
And does she still get on you about not looking the way she wants you to look, or not being a perfect child?
Yes. She'll smidge my lipstick. She's like, "Your lipsticks, you draw it too big. Your lips too big. Just do not draw it so big. You are drawing attention to your lips." And then we were at Jimmy Kimmel Club when I hang out with you and Susan and Lunel.
Yes. So it's in Las Vegas. We went and saw Jiaoying in Las Vegas, and she also very kindly helped us out on a show we did in New York. And Susan wants to talk.
Yes, all true.
All true.
And we were hanging out. That's where you were worried about your lipstick.
My mom was walking outside. She saw the marquee at the Kimmel Club, and she said that you really do look better in photos.
Does she ever give you a break? And is there anything positive she ever says, or is that just contrary to Chinese mom instinct?
Never. There's nothing nice. But the only one time she was nice to me is when I had this really ugly fight with my ex-husband. I was on my way out to tape my 30-minute special for Peacock, and he was trying to just discourage me. He was saying, "Oh, remember you used to stutter when you were little? I read an article, if you do a big event and you got nervous, it's likely you are going to stutter, so you should not do the show."
So hold on, slow down. So you pack a lot into everything you say. So,
so trauma.
so all the trauma. Yeah, it's all the trauma. I understand. But did you stutter when you were a kid?
I did a little bit. Okay. I was very insecure, so I used to stutter, but then I was able to overcome it.
And you were insecure because you were rescued from a dumpster?
No, because I was ugly. Because
you were ugly?
Yeah, because I wasn't...
In the eyes of your mom, at least?
Yes, because... Well, other people too. Because I wasn't pretty.
Oh, you told me about skin color or something?
My big lips and my jaw, and they call me cage fighter. That's my nickname.
Cage fighter?
Yes. The problem with me is that I refuse to believe I was ugly, so I try to do the pretty girl thing, and then that's how I get all the attacks.
All the attacks?
From other kids.
Did the other, girls around age 12 to 14 get very cruel with each other?
Yes.
Was that happening? So you got it for being pretty and not being pretty enough, both?
I got it for being not pretty and tried to do pretty girl shit.
Who was it that mostly came at you for that?
I think the guys and the girls, they're like, you are not gonna wear pink. You should not be dancing with the girls. You're like a man. I figured out by just give up. I cut my hair short, start doing sports, and start doing well in school.
Did you ever think about transitioning?
That would be good. I didn't know there's technology.
You didn't know that was the
that would be life changing.
I mean, your dad would love you again for one thing.
I know.
Think about
that. That would be really good.
It really brings up an interesting topic. Now being female is not as disparaged now in China as it was when you were a baby, right?
Now it's good to be a girl.
Now it's good to be a girl.
Very good.
But was there any movement in the transgender direction, or the Chinese Communist Party didn't like that?
I think in Thailand they have a lot of
Thailand does have a lot of, but that's not China.
Transitioning into girls because it's expensive to raise a boy. It's cheaper to raise a girl. If you are a girl, you can be a dancer, you can make money for the family. A boy, you have to pay a lot of money for the wedding to get a girl. But in China, right now, it's good to be a girl. Even ugly girls, they're having a good time. Because it's a gender, there's gaps. There's more guy, less girls. And it's very hard for them to find a wife.
So it's a market issue.
It's a market issue.
Yeah, girls are more in demand. But back to when it was different, when women were disdained, did anybody want to become female? Cutting of penises off and losing penises?
Nobody would want to be a girl, but becoming...
I'm sorry, it'd be the other way around. Building penises.
That would be a fantasy. We didn't know you can do that because X-ray is not legal. Because if you know it's a girl, you'll abort the baby immediately. So that's why they won't make it legal for ultrasound.
Whoa.
So it's transitioning would be...
So hold on now. So is so much of that stuff that went on with females being a problem, that's not a government thing? That was a cultural thing?
It's always been a cultural thing that a man is worth more. If you see all of the period piece of the Chinese history, all the shows, every woman is competing to have a boy. If you have a man, you you become the important woman.
But there was some of that in sort of feudal Western societies too, right?
Yeah, but in China it's worse, I think.
And it kept going. It kept going a lot longer.
Yes, in China.
How do you experience? What was it like coming here? And I mean, I think females are valued here, right? Or do you see it differently?
We are valued a little bit more.
A little bit.
With like in America, like this in terms of speech, we empower women verbally, but deep down, we try to be sneaky about trying to fuck women up.
Tell me more.
Yeah, we in America, we're like a woman have the same rights, and Michelle Obama read this amazing book. She tried to empower women, but then when we were little girls, they would just be like, "Oh, that's not the girl thing to do." Girls don't do that. But not in a way like you are worthless.
But that's still your mom in your head, though, isn't it? Do you do that to your daughter?
No, I don't want to do it to her because she's perfect. She's a little chubby. She could take some Ozempics, but nobody's perfect, right?
And she's what, 9?
No, she's 3.
Three. So
she just turned 3.
Getting into the Ozempic range.
I would love to talk to Dr. Zhu about that.
And
she's very chubby.
But then she's perfect and you love her. But then you're handing her over to your mom a little bit.
My mom actually thinks my daughter is better than me. She said, your daughter, I think she's a genius. I said, why is she a genius? It's like, she's just so much smarter than you because you've been speaking English for 30 years. You don't speak a word. She's been learning for 3 years. Her English is better than yours. I said, Mom, she was born in America. Like, she speaks English. It only means that she's not a moron. She's not stupid. That's all. It's not that she's smart. And I was like, you're just jealous of her.
Oh.
So she likes my daughter. She thinks my daughter just... is cuter and smarter than me and better.
And so you've been here how long?
Oh my God. It's too long. I still don't speak English. I feel embarrassed.
Your English is excellent. The accent is a little heavy.
Yeah,
your
it's heavy.
Your accent is your English
2009,
is
I came to America. I went to Kentucky.
And you don't have a Southern accent, which is, thank God. That would be odd.
I don't have one.
Yeah. So you came into Kentucky. How did you guys end up there?
I applied for a lot of schools. I want to leave my mom. I mean, I didn't care. I'd rather go to Kentucky than being with my mom.
So you were just fleeing China, fleeing your mom.
Yeah, I need to leave her.
Yeah.
So I decided that wherever
like right now
they'll take me.
Yeah. And what were you doing in China at the time? Just high school kind of thing? Or
I did high school. I was learning English. I want to be doing acting, but I couldn't get in any of the school plays because...
Why?
They won't let me play the girls. They were just like, you can't play Alice in Wonderland.
Why can't you play a girl?
Because the girls are pretty, and I'm just too much. I think Chinese culture want girls to be like shy and pale, like light skin, and just like really shy. And and like shy. I'm like, I want to be the fucking queen. And they were like, somebody lock her up. So
talking about vaginas and fucking chicks up and stuff, not the thing in China.
They will slap me.
They would slap you?
Yeah.
Other girls would slap you or your mom would slap you?
My mom, and it's hard in China because they won't let us date in high school.
Why? Who
I
lets?
never had a boyfriend.
Who determines whether you can date or not?
When you are talking to a boy in private, the teacher is going to call your mom and tell them that you are a whore.
Whoa.
So I got caught doing homework with one of my classmates. My mom... She came to school, she beat me up. She's like, I can't believe I raised a whore. And then I didn't even have my first kiss. So, and then when I was 25, I was single. She's like, why can't you be a whore and seduce a man? What's your problem? Why you're so single?
And that was after college, right?
Yes. So she just expects you to
and
not talk to boy.
Did you go to graduate school after that?
I didn't go. I just didn't waste any money because the rent in LA is expensive. I just came here directly from Kentucky.
Why here? What was the
Hollywood?
Be acting again, or?
Yes, I studied theater on the side, but I didn't want to be a starving artist, so I studied business. I came to LA and I wanted to find a good job where I can learn acting to do really good training.
So the idea was a day job so you could support your passion.
Yes.
Which is what happened, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did well. If I'm in business, I'll be so much better
and happier than being a comedian.
I wouldn't think happier because you can't talk shit about people and still work if you work a normal job.
I suppose not. Yeah, you got to be careful.
And then even you are the boss, you can't do it. It's really sad.
Yeah,
so America has freedom. I don't think.
Well, it's not the same kind of freedom you're used to on stage. Who do you like talking shit about most in your act?
I think whoever is being a hypocrite, I can't stand
There's
them.
a lot of those these
Yeah,
days,
I just
right?
can't. I prefer, I don't care you are corrupt. I want you to be honest about it. That's why I like the Kardashians. They just, they are honest. They love money. They love big black dicks. And they love all the good things in life. And they fucking chase it. And then they get it. And people hate them. But they are honest about it. But then somebody else, they say they love people. They care about things. But they just don't.
Who are you thinking of when you say that?
Meghan Markle.
Okay. So Meghan Markle bugs you.
I had a dream we were with the Kardashians last night.
That we were with them?
Yeah.
Or
It's so weird.
That's funny.
Now, I think in your act, you said, I think I picked this up, that you said your name is hard to pronounce. We can just call you Stacy.
Stacy or like Joanna or like annoying. My iPhone just changed Jiaoying to annoying every time I type my name. My iPhone goes annoying.
It says annoying.
Yeah.
Stacy or Joanna or Joanna?
Joanna.
Joanna.
People call me Joanna. I don't know why. Joanna is harder than Jiaoying.
But not for us.
Yeah, for you guys it's easier. Joanna.
And I could see how they could see the J and the A jumping out and just go,
Yes,
oh, Joanna,
Joanna.
Joanna. It must be misspelled. The phone must be doing something.
Yep.
That word check must be doing
Yes.
something wrong. Do you get insulted when people call you Stacy or Joanna? Stacy's somehow a lot funnier, I got to say.
I think I'm like my Kentucky name would be Stacy.
Yeah, it
like
would be.
Stacy. Like the cousin is a good pussy.
I never, you do talk a lot of shit, but I never hear your sort of inner dialogue on this country and your sort of secret thoughts about, I'd love your insights into, go ahead, like what you think of us.
I think American people, you guys are so spoiled. You bitch about little bullshit and you should relax. Because you guys are so spoiled with all of the freedom, good things you have in life and you still bitch about little bullshit.
Give me an example.
Like I have this friend, she was like, it was a college friend. She was just very fragile. And she said her mom messed her up. And she's really hate her mom. And she has this big problem. She go to therapy to repair it. I think therapy is good. But she's like, my mom, she's a bitch. She did not come to my ballet recital twice.
Right.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Because you have fat ankle. You are a bad ballerina. Were you good? Like, did you win? Like, are you a ballerina now? She's like, no, but I said, don't bet me. If you were good, your mom will be there. You are not the number one. If you were number one, she'll be there. You should refund her the money. Like, it's expensive. Ballet class is very expensive. Like, you should refund. Like, why you cry about it? Because you are a loser. I would never, like, I don't believe she won't be there if you're the number one. She's like, oh, I wasn't number one. I was close. No, that's just, you failed. That's okay. And then she's like, wow, you're so perfect. How's your mom? I'm like, my mom took me back from the dumpster, even though my penis was missing. I don't want to brag, but, I'm very privileged.
And so
that's why I'm like, why are you complaining? You are not the best. Why would you expect your mom to be there? She's working.
Well, and
so she can pay for your classes.
And so the sort of victim, we've sort of perfected being victims in this country, haven't we?
Yes.
And you've often said to me, Dr. Drew, why am I so fucked up?
Yeah.
But you really don't want to know. You never go further than that. It's always just.
I know I'm messed up, and I'm honest about it. Some people are like, I'm perfect. I'm just like, I'm not. I'm a piece of shit, and something is wrong.
And I'm guessing it affects you most in your relationships, like romantic relationships.
It does too. It does.
That's where this kind of stuff sort of surfaces.
Yes, I attract narcissists.
Ah, interesting. And your ex-husband, no exception, I imagine.
I think so. He's
not to talk shit about him.
Yeah, he's handsome, rich, kind on the paper. Like he does charity, so people don't know he's evil. He's so nice to me at the beginning, and I just try to brag about it. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, and he's not gay. There's nothing wrong about him. I mean, being gay is okay, but being gay and being married to a woman is not okay for a woman,
We watched Maestro last night.
So I just thought he was perfect. Then I find out he's a psycho. And then, like, after we divorced, I realized I always knew he's an engineer, but after we got divorced, I realized he's a mechanic. I mean, like, he's actually also a electrical engineer. That's why he's so good with gaslighting.
So he's sort of a manipulative. He can manipulate emotional systems as well as mechanical systems.
Yes, yeah.
And the way he has sort of left your kids sort of abandoned is troubling. That I don't dig.
He wants to punish me. He want me to. The old me would feel guilty because I choose divorce. Now they don't have a father. But the new me that post Dr. Zhu Susan me, I'll be like, no, it's your fault. Obama was fine. He has no dad. Ha! So I don't feel guilty. I can be the dad and the mom.
So you're raising the first Chinese American president.
I hope so. I mean, my
And
son
also,
needed
let's
double
go all the
eyelid
way.
surgery, so he didn't take two Chinese, so they would accept him.
Let's go all the way.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's the first Chinese American female president. Let's
She
go
has
for
to go
some-
to Poly. She has to go to private school here.
So she wants to go to the schools that our kids went to. So-
She needs to at least go to
That's
Poly.
in fact why That's why Joanna's here today. She wants to sort of start the ground.
All right, Joanna, we'll get started.
Yeah, I should change my name to Joanna so people understand. I'm also a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, our Savior, the Lord.
So,
Yes.
what,
Not diverse enough.
What is the religious situation in China now? Is it because there was a lot of Confucianism at one time, right? And then there was
Yes.
Taoism, and there was
Religion
Judaism.
is not
Not a thing.
encouraged in China.
Right.
But you can be any religion. People let you be. Yeah. Just, I think my grandmother was, I think he believed in Buddha.
Yeah, there's a lot of Buddhism.
Yeah,
right?
Buddhism. And I believe in karma.
Karma,
Yeah, I believe in.
because you wanted to shit tap your ex-husband, right?
Yes, I believe in karma. Yes.
Yeah, that's
And-
where that's very important for you.
Yeah, I just really believe in respect other people's religion. I'm really against try to convert people when they don't want to believe in you. Then you get pissed off and start lying to them about bullshit.
Like, give me an example. What do
So
you mean?
when I was in Kentucky, this girl, I'm not saying her religion because I want to be alive. So she said that, God loves everybody. He loves all of us. And that's why he gave you this beautiful nose.
Your nose.
Yes. So I said, do you think God loves everybody? She goes, yes. I said, but why would God give you that nose? Then she was like, oh my God. I said, I don't think God loves you. I think you should find a new God. And then we never talk again. And she was like, I can see there's doubts in her eyes since she talked to me.
She doubts her religious faith.
I think so.
You added a sprinkling of reality.
Yeah, she's like, I don't like my nose, but I think I should accept it.
So when did you start, speaking of accepting, when did you start seeing yourself as not ugly and as an attractive female?
I try to love myself, but I don't want to love myself.
We haven't
too
gotten
much.
there yet. We're way off that.
Yeah,
So,
I think for some moments, I think I'm kind of cute after the filters and photoshops, and I'm like, huh.
but when that's not. But when did you start to come into your own? I mean, like when you. I'm guessing you pursued your husband. Like he fit a model that your mom would be happy
when
with.
when we met, that he asked me out, and he was very low key. He was very nice, and then he wanted to date me, and I pretend I don't because I want to trap him. So I said, "Oh,
course.
I don't know."
Of course.
So then I'm just like, wait until we have sex with for a long time, and it was a whole game. So he know I'm marriage material. Then I want to trap him before he wants to trap me.
I
think.
see. So you got him.
I got him, and that was
Mistake.
is a huge mistake. Yeah,
Huge mistake.
Huge.
Really? I mean, you got your kids and look at your
think
career now and stuff.
The kids are
and-
cute. I mean, my son's really great. My daughter, it comes with her.
Susan, do you have any questions for Stacy? I've never seen her laugh so much during an interview that I've done. So
I don't want to get on your bad side.
It's okay. It's okay.
I think it would take a lot.
I'm not. I like that. I'm not Mother Teresa. I don't want to be. People try to protect my image. I don't have an image.
But I love how straightforward she is, and her comebacks are amazing. So
Oh, they're fast.
I always try to tell my
she
daughter
is-
to have good comebacks.
She is the quickest person I've probably ever met, I would say. It's almost like you're reading people's mind and generating your response before we say it.
They're laughing on Rumble too.
Nice.
And she was on with me and Adam. That's where I first met Jiaoying. Let me have my camera here. And Adam and I have a podcast. It's Adam and Dr. Drew show, and somebody booked Jiaoying, and I go, "Who is this? How? What?" And she's on this. She's there talking about magic vaginas and things, and I'm like, "Who is this woman?" what was that you were talking about? What caught my attention?
Oh,
Did you?
the magic vagina.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I was probably talking about. I didn't know after you have baby, your vagina snap back. If
That's
I knew
magic.
that, I would have a lot of baby to trap rich men. Like I did not know that.
Why would a lot of baby? Oh, you'd have them with rich men. You
Yeah,
keep
so I
having
have
them.
a lot of opportunities. Like
Yeah.
I don't want a baby to ruin my life. But now
Right.
I'm older. I understand. Just trapped man get a man and get fuck out. But now I know that I can tell young woman just do it. But when I was younger, I had something that's a disease. I had a dignity. don't do it. You have to pay for it. Yeah, I had dignity. Dr. Jiu, I
don't think I've ever heard Caleb laugh like that.
Never. And so no more dignity.
Young woman, use your look. It will go away.
So you've devolved into sort of Machiavellianism. Is that how it?
Now I don't have any dignity, but I'm a female comedian in my mid-30s. No man want to talk to me. No one want to fuck me. So it's too late. But
That has to be bullshit. You're doing that if that's happening.
I feel that way, but I can be the fairy godmother to all the young women needing advice.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll just tell them, honey, yes, you can and you should fuck your way to the top. You should do it. Yeah.
That was the magic vagina thing. You were sort of advocating that.
I did not know that. You're like, if you eat healthy and you hate yourself,
yourself.
Your vagina will snap back. But if you love yourself, you keep eating.
So vaginas handle essentially a small bowling ball and then bounce back.
I did not know that, Dr. Joe. Nobody told me that.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you imagine? That it just
I thought just gonna open, and then that's unhappiness opens up with the kids, and that's all your life should be. I didn't know it snapped back.
So it's sort of like everything prolapses. You'll just get things
I have no idea.
Falling out at a certain point. So.
Women's really powerful.
Women are very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. So tell me more about that, about women's power, because I don't think it's odd to me. So this is kind of interesting terrain, because women treat each other like shit, starting around age 12.
Yes.
Which I find concerning, because you should be empowering or at least supporting each other. But you do the opposite generally.
Yes.
Except when you don't. When you don't, you're very supportive and it's good. But it's, for the most part, your instinct is kind of knock each other down, right?
Yes. Women hate each other. I think we were bred to hate each other.
Is it bred, or is it something genetically?
Genetically, and then the society influence you to hate each other. So it's easy for men to control women when they are hating each other. Is it that,
or is it that they have this, frankly, delusion that's still no longer the case in China, that males are a limited resource that they have to compete for?
Yes, I think so. I think it's just
maybe the things will change
for women.
Encoded. Yeah, but you can fight against it, though. Why don't we encourage women to fight against that?
I feel like because it's so hard for a woman to rise. Like when you rise up, it's so hard, and you just you try to empower other women.
Yeah,
and you try, but they end up not grateful, and then they end up taking your husband. You're like, you know what? Fuck all of you. I'm just gonna.
Did somebody take your husband?
I wish somebody took him, so I can. Yeah, no, nobody took him because
he didn't remarry.
I don't think he did. His passion is to torture me. That's what he wanted in life. He didn't like to cheat because that's not as pleasurable as making my life miserable. So he could
claim being virtuous.
Yes.
And go at you.
Exactly. He never cheats. He doesn't smoke, doesn't drink.
She's the bitch. Yeah. Look, I am perfect.
Yes.
This woman.
Yes.
This Stacy lady is just a problem.
Yes. Stacy from Kentucky is a problem.
How did he? And he's from
Shanghai. Chinese men. Stay away, ladies.
And he went back to Shanghai?
I don't know. I hope so.
You don't even know?
I don't know. I try to keep my distance. If I need something, I'll email the lawyer to find out what's going on. Ooh. Because if you are not giving me money, I don't think we should be talking. Right.
I mean, let's be practical here. And so let's go back to dignity and your life as a comedian. It's good not to have dignity as a comedian, right?
I think so. I think dignity is not good for people.
It's not funny.
It's not good for. It's the source of all pain.
Source of all pain?
Yeah.
What's that, Susan? I know I'm going to. Is Brad there? I was sort of giving Brad a chance to come in before.
I think so.
Brad is ready after the break. Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
So I'll take Stacy off the hot seat in a second, but before I do. How has your life as a comedian made you feel? How have you been? How has that been for you?
I think I am liberated as a woman, as a mom, as a daughter, as a human, as a dumpster baby, as a comedian. I think it gave me the vessel to be myself.
When was it? Comedy normally has a moment where it hits you. Like, I'm going to do that. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that moment?
I remember being told to do comedy by John Singleton, but it didn't click. He saw something in me that I don't know about.
What
but
were you
knew.
acting? Were you doing comedic
I
acting? Or were
auditioned
you-
for him for Rebel, and he asked me to improv, and I just started saying funny things, and he just started laughing so hard, way too hard, like the black laugh, like there's something going on. He's like literally laughing. He's nobody paying for him to do that. So I knew he was laughing. I remember, I always been funny because I want attention. I wasn't pretty, so I'm always funny my whole life, trying to get attention. Then he asked me to do open mics, and I started doing it.
John Singleton did?
Yeah, he got my phone number, tried to push me to do it. He just saw something.
Wow.
He said, you're going to be a star if you do stand-up. I said, do I have the job now? He said, no, I don't understand a word you said. Get out.
Did he advise you to work on your accent or just
He said,
go do comedy?
it's not going to happen. Just to be funny. And you
Because
you
he's right that your accent works in the comedy.
Yeah, he's like, just don't worry about your accent. You're not going to fix it. But if you got funny, your accent become a plus.
And so you started doing open mic.
Yeah, and I didn't see magic. I don't feel like what did John Singleton see? I never saw it.
Were the audiences reacting positively, or did you have to really grind it out to get the positive?
Very grand out. At the beginning, I think I have to overcome my accent and how to hold a mic, how to not be shy and
Where did you do
stupid.
open mic? Where?
Shitholes in Koreatown, little bars in downtown, and like
Los Angeles. You did it here.
I started in LA,
Which is not the usual open mic spots.
Yes, I knew I sucked, and then I decided to buy a club right away. I bought a club right away so I can do 10 hours a day. I sucked a lot in the 10 hours a day thing, but it helps you to get the sucking out because you can be on stage every hour. Hour. I keep doing it.
Which club is yours?
It's a Hollywood Comedy on Melrose. But I don't go there. I don't stand outside because whenever I'm there, people won't get their nails done. They don't understand it's a club. So I just avoid confusion.
And is it still there? Is it still
Yes,
a place we can go?
it's going strong. Every day we have 10 hours open mic. Weekends we have shows. The moment I knew I have it is that the showcase I did for Laugh Factory. The moment I became a paid regular at Laugh Factory. I remember I stand outside Laugh Factory on Tuesdays for the audition. I stand there at 1 p.m. for 5 hours. I would have a lawn chair waiting there for 5 hours to do the audition mic. For a year, I never got a call back. Then I started paying people $50 to stand in line for me. I show up at 5.
Nice.
And still, I had nothing. So I remember I got the showcase audition, like the search of funniest female comedian. I remember I'm like, fuck it. They won't like me. I don't give a fuck.
Where was this? Where?
At Laugh Factory.
Laugh Factory.
I remember I went on stage.
Yeah.
That's when I knew I have it. I didn't give a fuck. I did my set. I walked the fuck out.
Was that the first time you didn't give a shit when you went up on stage?
Totally don't give a shit and be like, nobody likes me and I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go up there and if I offend them, I don't give a fuck. If you don't understand my English, I don't give a fuck.
Have you been able to maintain that attitude?
Yes. After that, I got it. It's like I was chosen. That moment, I knew I was somebody, and then I became somebody. People were laughing. The reaction was just crazy. And then the manager walked after me. He said, "Hey, do you want a spot on Thursday?" I said, "The open mic spot?" He's like, "There's no open mic. It's a show." Then I got passed. Then I became a regular at Laugh Factory. That's my first club that verified me.
That's the one that puts you up on the marquee, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So that's when I knew I have it. Then I just never lost it because I had the confidence.
And did you continue your day job at that point? Were you still doing business?
I don't do day job. I think I stopped the problem is that do not give up your day job after you marry a rich guy who is not gay, who doesn't smoke and drink. So after I married him, because he's so rich, that didn't make any sense for me to work anymore. But I was okay. I was good, making really good money. So I just stopped working, and that's big. And then he started controlling me because he gave me a lot of money we spent. But then I realized that I have to ask him for money, or like it's his money. I can feel it. Even it's like, oh, I can't.
Yeah.
So actually, I never. I mean, since like 2018, I don't work anymore.
And when did he leave?
I think we 2 years ago, 2 years and a half ago is when we separated.
Okay, and when was that day at the Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory?
The Laugh Factory, that was actually we were already separated.
So was that also about 2 years ago?
Yes.
And did he support you? But you were you were buying the club and all that stuff. Did he support that?
No, he was making
he
fun
angry
of
with
me.
it, making fun of it?
Yes, he's like, you're ugly, that doesn't mean you can do comedy. I'm like, that's what my mom said. Like, why are you kidding me? You should hang out. So he did invest movie for me in China, but he wanted to make sure that he made it happen. But the comedy thing, like I'm doing my stupid open mics and I'm not going anywhere, but he's not doing anything for me. So he didn't want me to do anything without his influence.
Crazy.
He wanted the ringmaker.
So wild.
Yeah,
right.
He's okay with me being an actress as long as he's financing the film.
And you've got something coming up in China, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about it?
I think it's a huge show that I'm gonna be in it. So it's really great because people like not a lot of girls like me on camera.
You keep saying that. What does that mean?
Because they like when you see the K-pop, they all like the bleached asshole, skinny little.
They all have bleached assholes.
People
I don't see their assholes usually, but
or like the dark, thick bitches mopping the floor like me in the back. But if you
so your skin color isn't right.
Yeah, and also I have big jaw, and I refuse to be like,
I see
oh, let me make my jaw smaller so I can be pretty. I just like I think I'm pretty. They were like they were vomiting. So I think
I don't think so.
I think now like when I was on Cosmo, I was on Cosmopolitan China, and they liked all my dark skin and my jaw and my skin was dark because they didn't do any color correct. They were like, you know what?
Good.
I want girls your skin color to feel happy and to look.
So there's a kind of a progressivism.
It's
in China.
very it's happening.
Good.
It's happening. It's really good.
All right, and it's all about Stacy. All right, so so get a picture on Stacy again because she was mugging for the camera for you.
Yes, I'm wearing a Chinese dress. I don't want you to confuse me and Brad.
Okay, so speaking of Brad,
You're pretty on Rumble, apparently.
We're going to take a quick little break here, and we're going to bring the great Brad Williams in here. So we're going to complete what Caleb presented in the headline for this show as the dumpster baby and the dwarf. We'll explain. Brad Williams after this. If you're trying to figure out the right present for someone, you will not go wrong with gifting the most comfortable sheets, clothing, and accessories that your friends and family have ever felt. Of course, I'm talking about Cozy Earth. Cozy Earth has the softest and most comfortable sheets, blankets, towels, PJs, joggers, and more guaranteed. Susan and I love them. In fact, we still have Cozy Earth sheets on our bed. I slept in them last night. I was thinking of how great they were. And look at this. I'm wearing one of their super comfortable t-shirts right now. I just can't get enough of Cozy Earth. Their sheets are durable, machine washable, and come with a 10-year warranty against defects. So no surprise that Cozy Earth's brand has been featured on Oprah's Favorite Things for 5 years in a row. Whether it's their luxury pajamas, super soft bedding, loungewear, or plush bath towels, you will love shopping and gift giving at Cozy Earth. Here's my gift to you this holiday season. Go to CozyEarth.com, enter code DREW to save 40%. That's CozyEarth.com with code DREW. CozyEarth.com, code DREW, save 40%. I think everyone knows the next medical crisis could be just around the corner, whether it comes in the form of another pandemic or something much more routine like a tick bite. You and your family need to be prepared. That's where the Wellness Company comes in. You know the Wellness Company. We have their physicians on like Dr. McCullough frequently. The Wellness Company and their doctors are medical professionals you can trust. And their new medical emergency kits are the gold standard when it comes to keeping you safe and healthy.
It's a safety net. It's an insurance policy
absolutely.
that you hope you're not going to
100%.
need, but if you need it, you sure as heck are going to wish you had it if you need it.
Be ready for anything. This medical emergency kit contains an assortment of life-saving medications, including ivermectin, Z-Pak. The medical emergency kit provides a guidebook to aid in the safe use of all these life-saving medications. From anthrax to tick bites to COVID-19, the Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is exactly what you need to have on hand to be prepared. Rest assured, knowing that you have emergency antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics on hand to help you and your family stay safe from whatever life throws at you next. Go to drdrew.com/TWC. That is drdrew.com/TWC to get 10% off today. Just click on that link. All right, welcome back, everybody. Now, Jiaoying, I did not give your Instagram and all this stuff. Why don't we do that? Go give them all the particulars where they can find you.
Jiaoying Summers, JIAOYING SUMMERS. You can go buy tickets for my shows at summerscomedy.com.
Is Summers a translation of something?
Yeah, translation for my ex-husband's last name, Xia. Xia means summer.
Oh, interesting. I was just guessing that.
That's
all
so
right,
smart.
let's bring the great Brad Williams in here now. Brad, welcome. Hey, buddy.
Hello, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you, Jiaoying.
I did not know that you guys knew each other, but during the break, we just call her Stacy or Joanna if I stumble over her name. That Stacy knew you, and you guys have been at the Laugh Factory together. And Brad, give your stuff. Where do you want people to find you? Website, everything?
Sure. BradWilliamsComedy.com. That's for all the dates. And then if you want to stream my brand new special, Starfish, that is out today. Literally today it is out. It is on the platform Veeps. Go to Veeps.com/Brad Williams. It came out today, Dr. Drew, because today is December 21st. the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. Marketing.
Well done, my friend. Well done. And starfish, not because you regrow your limbs, right?
No, and not because I'm a huge fan of Limp Bizkit's album Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water. I totally forgot about that when I named the special, and now everyone thinks that I'm talking about an anus, but I'm not. I'm more just talking about starfish is what I do when the wife and I have a little bit of a fight, and she makes me sleep on the couch, and then I just starfish on the couch because a couch is still a king size bed for me.
I've seen Brad do what are they? What are those called? Cartwheels on the stage, and you look kind of like a starfish at that point too.
Yes, I'm almost 40 now, Dr. Drew. I don't know if I can still do the cartwheels. I got to go for a little bit of physical therapy if I got to do that. But yes,
I understand.
It's an exciting time right now, and look at you being so progressive with a Chinese woman and a dwarf. This is great. Now all I got to do is get my kid on the broadcast because my wife is Chinese, so we have an Asian dwarf baby.
Oh, see, Jiaoying was being racist against your wife. She said she was some other Asian ethnicity.
Yeah, I saw that your wife was Japanese.
No, she is Chinese. She's half Chinese, half deadbeat dad.
What's deadbeat dad?
Deadbeat dad.
Oh, deadbeat. Oh, be careful with the starfish on your couch because your wife put some wasabi. She eat you.
I mean, it is true that the diet. I thought I knew what Chinese food was. But I'm white as hell. I'm from Orange County, California. I thought Panda Express was authentic. Turns out, not so much. Now
it's
my wife
Mexican
is
food, honey.
To a lot of great, wonderful Chinese food. I love the soup-filled dumplings. Those are my absolute favorites.
Ooh.
And then I introduced her to the food of my people, Keebler.
Keebler elves. And Susan, I told you that Panda Express or Panda was Mexican food. You just confirmed that.
Yeah, if they hire us as a spokesperson, I will make sure I market the shit out of it.
Brad, were you listening before we went on a little break there, Jiaoying's sort of origin story and the effort and the drive and all the stuff she put out to create this comedy career she has? You worked awfully hard too, and you have but you have your own kind of wild origin story about being funny. Tell it if you don't mind. Do you know the story about him and his dad?
I feel like I can't
know from the.
Yeah, I feel like I can't compete with being thrown into a dumpster. I did not crawl out of a dumpster. I don't think I'd be able to. Very small lift. So you win there, Stacey Joanne Jiaoying. You win about that. But the thing is pretty much all comedians have some sort of villain origin story. We all have something. Mine was I was in the audience of a stand-up comedy show. The comedian on stage was making midget jokes. Half the audience was laughing, and the other half was like, like just not laughing. And the comedian said, "What, is one of them here?" And I just raised my creepy little hand in the air and was like, "Yeah." And he called me up on stage and started asking me questions. I answered the questions honestly. My answers got laughs, and that's when I decided to be a comedian. I remember he asked me what I did for a living. And at the time, because I grew up in Orange County, California, and as all kids in Orange County have to do at some point, I was working at Disneyland. And I announced that. The audience laughed. And then I turned to them and said, "Fuck you, I'm not one of the 7. And that got another laugh. And now that was the adrenaline I needed. And now 20 years later, just as I had predicted, I would have a stand-up comedy special streaming on a brand new platform called Veeps. Called it.
And your dad figured large into some of that origin, right? Because it's Jiaoying's mom figured loud into hers as her whole career is "fuck you, mom." Your dad kind of set you up that way too.
Yeah, mine's not a fuck you, dad. Mine is more I'm proving him right. Because here's the thing. My dad, not a dwarf.
He said, but hang on now. He set you up for fuck you, dad. That's what he was setting up. Think about it.
Well, kind of.
You've turned it into a positive, but some people could, in today's world, you would have been a victim. You know?
Sure, but no,
right?
not a victim.
Go ahead.
My dad was a visionary. Here's what he did. My dad knew, because he's average size. My dad is not a dwarf. We don't all come from the same tribe. You can't drive down the street and be like, oh, which house do all the dwarves live in? You're right. It's the mushroom with the door in it. Like that's not something that you can do. My dad, not being a little person, but he had the wherewithal to understand and know that I would be bullied in school. He knew I would be. So to prepare me for that, he bullied me first. He would constantly make fun of me, but he would encourage me to hit him back with something. And together, him and I would actually write comebacks to insults, so that when I got to school and kids thought that they were being clever, I would have something to say to them. And kids learned real fast. Don't make fun of Brad. He'll make you cry.
And Jiaoying, it's sort of what your mom was doing, right? This is you didn't really think of it this way.
Yeah, my mom got me right. She's like, you can't wear pink. People are gonna make fun of you in school. By the way, actually, also, Brad, does your Chinese wife know you are not a Bradley William Pitt? Does she know that?
She's aware.
Okay, good. I just curious because her eyes probably small, so I just want to make sure she knows.
Yeah, every time you type my name into Google Images, she is well aware that him and I are very different.
Okay, I'm just to make sure she
And you guys had similar heritage at the Laugh Factory, I guess, which I did not realize, which is so fun. That both you guys I consider friends, and I did not know you have that kind of origin together.
Brad is always explosive on stage. I've never seen Brad not giving 100%. There's some comedian, they are funny, but sometimes you're just like, oh, not their day. But every day is Brad's day.
Yeah.
Every fucking day is. I just always 100% giving to them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Love it.
Yeah, extraordinary. But you do the same thing.
Yeah, I do, because people only remember the worst performance you ever had.
But is that from all those years of working so hard at the open mic and stuff?
I think so. I have so much stage time that all the bombing I do on, because I have a club, I go there every day. So when I'm on stage,
You still do it? No,
I still do it.
Every day?
Last night I did 2 shows.
Wow! And
then I went to the club to see other people, to see the open micers, to make fun of them. So I went on stage and.
Have you ever seen the Kill Tony thing?
Yes, I was in Austin a few weeks ago, and a long time. I mean, I think I got on Kill Tony once when I was in Austin.
As the open micer, or as somebody doing
they gave me like a special guest, but I wasn't big enough to be a host 2 years ago.
But maybe you could start a whole Kill Tony type thing out here, where you make fun of all the open micers and stuff.
Or like being a Chinese and steal the people's idea and make money from it. I love that.
Your version.
Yeah, I'm so excited now.
So, oh my goodness. So Brad,
I want to see that, by the way. I want to see her roast open micers. I don't think a lot of them would keep doing comedy after she got done with them.
Yeah, you should roast them too, Brad.
Yeah, I've actually been a judge.
She would make people cry.
Yeah, I've been a judge on Kill Tony, and I'll say nothing breaks the spirit of a young comedian seeing someone half their size telling them exactly what they're doing wrong, and then being better than them.
And what's going on these days with you? You throw the dwarf and midget terms around freely. Are we allowed to use that? Are you still getting shit for that?
Hey,
what's going on there?
As far as I'm concerned, you're allowed to say it. For me, it's all about context. I'll tell you this story, Dr. Drew. One time I was doing a show in Odessa, Texas. Jealous? Of course you are. And I was doing a show there, and there was a heckler that during the show that we had a back and forth. Eventually had to throw him out, and the show ends. I'm going back to the car to drive me back to the hotel, and we see lights turn on in the parking lot from a pickup truck, and this truck starts racing towards us, and a guy leans out the truck and yells out, "Kill the dwarf." Now, in that scenario, I did not stop and be like, Well, thank you for using the proper nomenclature. That's wonderful. How progressive. No, it wasn't the dwarf part that offended me. It was the kill the that I had the problem with.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I can understand that.
Me personally, I look at the context. How are you using it? How are you saying it? And if your intention's good, I don't care. But in general, the word dwarf, good. Little person, great. Midget, not so much. Don't use that one.
Oh, that's a change because you used to lean into the M word.
I did, and I still do because it's kind of like my word. But I'm allowed.
Hang on, the dog's farting here.
Yes,
he's like really killing it. Where is he?
The dog is farting.
It's this dog is in love with Jiaoying, but
licking my knees.
He got very excited now. He's like either
knees.
somebody shit in here or the dog just farted.
It's
it's bad.
Yes.
It's bad.
When you say the dog is farting, I thought that was like code for we've got to get one of these comedians out of here. I thought that was like the duck flies at midnight. The dog farts in the studio. Like that's what I thought.
That Williams guy's bombing. Get rid of him.
Yes.
So I just want to let you guys know that I noticed that Restream has picked up X, so we can see your comments on Twitter now.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a new feature.
Hooray.
That's nice.
Now we can see her.
And is Rumble surviving? I was watching my Rumble feed for a second and some weird disclaimer came up about Donald Trump or something. It was very odd. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know. It was,
It's all Donald Trump's fault again.
We gotta get back on the ballot in Colorado. Unfortunate things happening in Colorado. They're a mile high, but their heads in the clouds. I'm not on the ballot. Very unfortunate, Colorado. Very unfortunate.
Do you do imitations, Jiaoying? Do you do any?
I don't do. I just do my mom. I don't have talents with accent in in English, but I can do Chinese accents, but nobody cares.
I noticed you're pretty good at that. So a couple things I want to get into. First of all, I want to wish everyone happy holidays. One of the reasons we're having a little levity here is it is holiday season and Christmas is coming up as we stream this show. It's coming up in a couple of days.
Hold on.
Happy New Year, happy holidays. Yeah.
Dr. Drew, sorry. Christmas is in a couple of days?
Sorry, man. I'll meet
I got
you.
toys to
at the
make.
mall.
One sec. Be right back.
Me too. I'm making toys too. Me and my daughter.
That's really funny.
So cute.
Don't worry. I've got the trains. You get the iPhones. We'll be good.
Done.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, I like
Nice.
that. I like
Perfect.
that. Jiaoying in one of those white, like sterile outfits. I can see it now.
Yes, I'm making all the iPhones. I have all the chips in there. I can supervise you.
How is married life? I don't think I've even been in your presence since we were at your wedding. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, we've hung out. We've done shows together. But married
in
life is
person?
great. I'm sorry.
Have we been
What?
in person together? Have we been in person together? I feel like we've done some like on the phone and streams and things. But anyway, how's married life?
Married life is great. You could tell it's going well because I'm doing this show from a small office that is designated my space in the house. The rest of the space would be my wife's. But hey, she gave me this nice little corner, and as a dwarf, I can still. There's plenty of space. I don't take up a lot. I don't need a lot. It's fine.
Yeah, you fit there just fine.
She put in a bamboo closet.
Is that bamboo?
This is actually a soundproof material. So I can talk smack about my wife
stuff.
and she will
MDX.
never hear it outside of this.
Yeah, we have some of it over in one of the other. Susan's creating a whole environment here where we can do different shots, and so one day we will move around the room.
Should come in sometime.
Yeah, are you guys still in Orange County? Is that where you're living?
No, we moved but we're still in Southern California. So yeah, I would love to come into the studio sometime. Today just didn't work because I'm doing a ton of press because like I said earlier, my special Starfish is out today. So I've been appearing on shows all day from the comfort of my own home.
Now, the other thing I wanted to get into was I know Jiaoying is a big Friends fan, so I saved my Matthew Perry commentary for you, Stacy. And that is, you guys have any questions about what took poor Matt Perry out? Did you read about that? Did you?
I mean, I read about it.
Sorry.
I imagine what took him out was the water. You know,
that's bad. That is the final pathway. Yes, much like Whitney Houston and Whitney Houston's daughter. Everybody took too much sedating medication. And can you get some water for Jiaoying, maybe? Oh, where?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
No, don't give her water. Look what it did to Matthew Perry.
I know. I was just thinking there was a great juxtaposition there. Maybe that's how my brain works. You say the word water, I go, I must get that for the guest.
Yes.
In any event, there's all this consternation about the ketamine. Ketamine does not make you stop breathing. We use ketamine in huge amounts in emergency rooms with particularly young adults and adolescents because it doesn't stop breathing. You can use, and it's a dissociative anesthetic. You can use a large amount and make them kind of away from the experience, and they don't stop breathing. The problem here, he was also on buprenorphine, which is a powerful opioid, and he was on Ativan and Klonopin. Klonopin, I don't know if it still does, but for a long time had a black box warning with buprenorphine. You're not supposed to take those two together. Taking two benzodiazepines makes zero sense, especially in the setting of addiction, especially on buprenorphine. And then you add the ketamine in, and somebody's going to fall asleep. But it's what suppresses the breathing is actually the buprenorphine and the Klonopin. And it was enough to make him not jump out of the water when he fell asleep and fell in. But don't make my position is ketamine. Yeah, it's odd that he got his hands on a lot of ketamine. Yes, he shouldn't have been abusing it. I don't like ketamine infusions for people with addiction. I've seen it trigger them, but it's not directly what killed him. I feel very strongly about it. So anyway, that's your friend. But was that where you learned English with friends?
Yes. I learned English watching Friends.
I'm sorry about that. And Brad, what were you going to say?
No, I'm just saying I have friends that have used ketamine as an antidepressant. Is that?
Yeah, you can get. That's what he was getting. It's hard to know whether he was getting that or getting these guided therapies that people get under ketamine infusion sometimes. That's more sort of controversial. And then the ketamine infusions for depression, it's a series of 6 typically for people that have recalcitrant depression. But again, in the setting of addiction, it can trigger the addiction. So that's been my experience, at least. So there you go. But what did you think of this country when you're watching Friends? Are you here then, or are you in China?
I was in China watching Friends. I just feel like, damn, they are lazy. Nobody's working, just talking and just chatting and just like all day, just talking. Who's paying for shit? Who is paying for the apartments? I was just calculating. I'm like, no, there's no way.
That's exactly right, and that's brilliant. And so, what did you think? Like, I got to be a part of this. I got to go visit this place where people don't have to work.
I want Rachel's outfits. I want ripped her outfit from her. I want all her outfits.
I see. So it was the fashion that got you into the thing.
I just like I have an idea. Like not to judge, I have a drinking problem. I had one. I'm sober, 7 months sober. So I understand. Thank you, Dr. Zhu. I understand addiction. I'm not trying to judge from a high horse. My father was an alcoholic. The only reason he's not disappointed in me is because he's not sober. He didn't know I'm a loser. So I don't believe in like cocaine and opium.
You don't believe in it?
I just feel people should not be doing it.
Yes,
I know
it's a good idea not to do it.
I know you do it to feel better, but you should not feel better. You are a piece of shit. If you feel like Michael Jackson, somebody's lying to you. It's not like just if you feel bad, sit in.
So hold on. So hang on, because this is not the way I'm trained to think, and yet I kind of dig it.
Crazy.
Hang on. No, I dig it. You're saying if you feel like a piece of shit, lean into it.
Yes. Ask yourself why.
Lean into your shittiness.
Yeah, because you don't have a job, you're ugly, and people hate you. Go to the gym and find a job and just like move. Water is human. Human are like water in Chinese. You don't move, you become stinky. It's because you're a loser.
How do you say that in Chinese? Human is like water?
Like 水静水深流. It's like water should be flowing inside. If it's not flowing, it's gonna become stinky. So if you are lazy, it's your fault. Don't do drugs.
静 say it again.
静水深流.
Oh, okay, like I always say.
Yeah, if you take some drug, you feel like a Michael Jackson. Big mistake. You should not be feeling like Michael Jackson because you are a loser. Also, Michael Jackson don't feel good, even though he's Michael Jackson. So
That's
the drug
right.
don't make you happier.
That's absolutely true. But there's a deep wisdom in what you're saying, which is see reality, assess yourself realistically, and see reality on reality's terms. And if you don't like it, change it.
Yeah.
Sit outside in a lawn chair outside the Comedy Factory
Yeah.
for months at a time until
Yes.
they listen to you.
Yes, they
Yeah.
may never will, but it's okay.
It's okay. Because
that is
then
one
you can lean into
tactic.
that.
And if you're feeling depressed because you are ugly, and you're living in Los Angeles or New York, Denver, Austin, Miami, if you're living in one of those cities, just move to a place
Move to
with far
Kentucky.
less people. You will feel way prettier. I've been to almost every darn city across this country. There are places you can go that, man, if you're an LA 7, you will be a North Dakota 10. Okay, you will
Yes.
feel good about yourself.
Yes, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. You are hot somewhere.
And so, and not only that, but you'll feel more successful with having packed your bags and moved because cost of living is vastly different. Yeah. Are you doing a lot of traveling around the country, Jiaoying?
Yes, I travel a lot.
Okay,
It's
and
easy.
so as you see the country, where if you were 19 years old or 25 years old or something, and you were looking for a place to get started that was a lovely place that was reasonable living expenses.
To start with acting.
No, just not because you got to kind of be in an urban center for that kind of thing. But you're just a young person starting out, and you can't stand the cost of living, and you're
Yes.
looking for a nice place to live.
If I
That's all.
believe in happiness, I would have stayed in like a really like a nice little town in a green area of Kentucky, like blue area, like Lexington, where the gays, lesbians are welcome.
Okay,
and,
Lexington.
Yeah, but
Brad, how about you?
Yeah, kind of similarly, my favorite place in the world are blue cities in the middle of red states because I feel like that's a good balance. So if you can
Austin?
Austin's great, Nashville, Denver, all those cities are awesome because they're like these little blue hubs in the middle of red states. So you don't get too far either way. And cost of living is way less than California.
But to be fair, all the refugees from the blue big cities are going to end up in the red places, and so almost no matter where you go, it's going to get more purpley. I always thought North Carolina, and there's so many nice cities in North Carolina. Jiaoying is saying yes.
oh, I toured there.
Yeah.
Raleigh, right?
Raleigh or Asheville or Greenville. There's so many beautiful places, and
Raleigh,
everyone's
Charlotte,
happy.
Nashville, it's great. Yeah, and that way less tax, way less.
Way less. And you go to Tennessee, that's zero, in fact.
Wow.
Zero.
Yeah.
You know that?
I should go there.
Yes, you should think about that. Knox, I was just in Chattanooga the other day. That's a beautiful town. All right, Brad, we're going to let you go. Tell them again where to find everything.
Yes, just go to bradwilliamscomedy.com for all the tour dates. I've got over 70 cities in 2024 that I'm touring in. So if I'm not coming to your town, just wait. And most importantly, the comedy special, Starfish. There it is. You see me. Look at that spread
Look
eagle.
at that.
Out
Look at
today on the streaming platform Veeps. You don't have to pay to subscribe. You can go there, see a concert from the Imagine Dragons, and also see a comedy special from me. Really enjoyed making this special. Really proud of it, and hope you all enjoy it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And enjoy the shortest day of the year. Well done, sir.
Thank you, guys. Great seeing you both.
All right.
Just got that joke.
All right, Brad. See you later. Let's, God, the dog is farting again over here.
Oh.
Do you smell that?
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God, where
smell-
is
yeah.
he?
He eats well, so he farts stinky.
I'm going to take a call if you guys are cool
He's
with
pointing
that.
his butt in your direction.
We're going to talk to Mimi.
He's also sleeping on the camera, so if it wiggles.
Oh, he's on this camera? Okay.
Oh, that's why it was moving.
All right, Mimi, you got to unmute yourself. It is breathtaking. I can't breathe. It's,
Yeah,
it does
I
these,
Hold on.
Hey, Mimi.
Hold on. I
no,
have
I-
conspiracies. Thank you, Drew, for letting me speak in your space. I just
You
wanted to
bet.
say
What's your conspiracy?
my conspiracy is, and I just wanted to talk to you directly. If successful, if they lock up Trump and he is a previous president and he has security, don't they have to lock up his security with him? I just wanted to get your intake
or
because
do
they would
have
have to
pro-
take the
that's a
whole
really-
floor. Like,
What an interesting question. That's a great question. Because your point is no one has ever thought of that. Good. What else are you thinking about these days, Mimi? Use that mind for good. So she's asking Xiaoying. She's asking Trump has to have a Secret Service dispatch at all times because he's a former president.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when they put him behind bars? Do they have to provide their own security for him, or do they have to lock up the security with him?
I have 27. I have 27 as far as his security. So all 20. So if y'all lock up Trump, y'all locking up 27 other men, fathers, mothers, attendants. Like
I guess they could,
27.
I guess they would be able to take shifts. Well, Jiaoying, what do you say?
Yeah, they could rotate.
Trump is gonna be safe in jail. He's wearing diaper. Nobody's gonna touch him.
But he's required to have. Mimi makes a great thing. Which is he's required to have
security.
Yeah, he's a former president.
I think he can have 20 Russian supermodels as his insecurity detail.
So he'll pick his own Secret Service
insecurity details.
Insecurity detail. All right, let's get Josh up. See if he wants to say something. Anybody else, if you're interested, just raise your hand. Come on up here.
Or do you lose all your rights when you go to jail?
Well, it's what's great about her question. It's like something nobody ever thinks about. It's like, what does that mean even?
You won't go to jail.
Yeah, Dr. Drew. Sorry.
Hey, what's going on there?
Not much. So I was listening to Roseanne and you just about an hour ago. Great podcast that was just released between Roseanne Barr and yourself. And you were talking about mental illness. And I was wondering, is there a connection between comedians, and manic depression or bipolar?
Well, funny you would ask. I'll let Jiaoying chew on that a little bit at first. What do you think? You can tell a joke first, but without joking, what are your thoughts on that?
I think all comedians are fucked up. The beauty about it is like they know they are fucked up, so they unleash the evil. So they heal from it. I think comedy is a way to process your thoughts and express yourself from your trauma, that you are okay with your trauma.
So to pile on to what she's saying, Josh, the reason that whole After Dark podcast and YouTube channel was set up was because Christina Prziski, who is Tom Segura's wife, said to me, comedians are also fucked up. I want you to talk them and talk to them about their fucked upness and what it is. And I found almost everyone virtually everyone had trauma. So that's what Jiaoying's talking about. And the trauma was a source of different things for different people. I mean, if you talk to Bobby Lee, man, his trauma is still troubling. I'm not sure it's still, he's processing it through the comedy enough yet. But it seems like you are very productive with your comedy with the trauma. Like it really.
Yes.
Do you have feelings when you use the trauma as a source? In other words, do you feel it still?
I got over it. I think I got over it. I feel it when I talk about it. I just like, wow. Damn. But then I was able to be over it, because if I'm not over it, the audience is not going to feel safe.
That's interesting. And Josh, to your question in specific, almost every comedian that killed him or herself was bipolar. So there is something about bipolar, and disorder. And I don't know what exactly why, but that is definitely in the mix.
But I feel like there's comedians that aren't bipolar. And I think those are the ones that are really interesting to look at, because, you can do it without being bipolar. But my question really is like, is it a cure? I mean, if you're productive and you're bipolar, but there is a dark, so suicide, you can talk about that, but obviously that's always the risk, and that's really serious stuff.
Yeah, so let me answer your question. I would answer by saying it is not good for bipolar. It does not help bipolar. That's why these guys have killed themselves. And many of them, if you remember, big tall guy with a beard. He just killed himself about 2 years ago. Everyone loved him. God dang it. Susan, can you look up or Caleb, a bipolar comedian, suicide, like 2018 or 19. Everyone knew him. Everyone loved him. He had severe bipolar, and the comedy worked against him. because he would refuse to take
Brody
his medication
Stevens?
and
Brody.
Stevens.
Brody.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Excuse me.
I think so. It's a fart.
That's the fart. Something in this room. In any event, he would refuse to take his medicine. They don't feel as funny when they're stable. It really does not work well with bipolar, but it does work well with trauma. In trauma, for the reasons Jiaoying just mentioned, it's not a cure, because we actually studied some comedians when we did our narcissism study, and it's not as though the comedians had less narcissism. They had plenty of narcissism and plenty of trauma. But it depends what you mean by cure. You're saying that it helps you regulate your feelings about trauma, right? It doesn't bother you so much.
Yeah, it helped me regulate, but it didn't fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
It helps you regulate.
Yes.
And so the problem then still is how do you deal with the trauma in a relationship, right? Does it come out there? And that's what you and I are gonna have to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. That's whenever Jiaoying comes up to me, she goes, "Why am I so fucked up? Why am I so fucked up?"
Yes.
And yet we've never had the conversation. Why is that?
I think because
I
my
don't want
mom's
to.
still alive and she lives with me.
I see.
But they will live forever. Asian women,
see. So
they're like turtles.
I see. You're tortoises.
Yeah,
To be fair.
tortoise.
Yeah, tortoise. Stacy, Joanna, Jiaoying, thank you so much for coming and joining us in our house. We appreciate you being here. We
Thank you for
welcome
having me.
Thank you for the flowers. You made Susan laugh continuously for an hour and a half. Or
I
whatever
love
it's been.
you.
I love you, Susan.
Thank you for sort of doing part of the inaugural launching of our studio here.
It's my honor.
And now we got to work on the dog problem.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It is breathtaking
Sorry.
when he really gets going, boy.
I don't understand. Well, it rained yesterday. Maybe he needs to go outside.
I'm not. I don't know. That is.
He's
talent.
completely dead asleep. Like,
Well, that's how he's letting loose when he sleeps.
yeah, a little too
He's
much for our
relaxed.
audience. To know.
Caleb, anything from your standpoint?
No, I've been laughing a lot, so it's hard for me to pay attention.
Good.
Everything else.
We wanted to sort of get into the holidays with a little bit of levity, and we knew Jiaoying could bring
And
it,
we
so.
love requests for other comedians that we've had on After Dark before. And maybe, if anybody has any good ideas for 2023, we're going to have more in-studio guests that are funny.
And if you need
We
Jiaoying
need some
back,
funny
she lives
people.
only 15 minutes away.
She'll be back.
We'll go get her.
Yes, I would love to come here without the children.
All right. We want to meet them. We never met your kids.
We'll lock-
either.
Yes,
I want to
we'll
meet
lock
your
the
mom.
dog out.
Oh my God. Wouldn't it be great to bring your mom here? We'll do a 3-way interview here.
Oh
Would
my
you-
gosh.
or just-
She got so famous on my podcast. We have like billions of views on one clip. My mom just.
What does she do?
She just said, "Mom, I'm pretty in America. Dark skin, bigger is beautiful." She goes, "Americans' eyes are bigger. They should see better." So she just literally.
Wait, so Whitey's eyes are bigger so they can see you better? Is that what she's saying? Or they should be able to see you better, but they don't.
Yeah. So
I see.
she just went viral in China because she didn't even care. She just say it, and so she thinks she'd do me a favor.
It's so funny. All right, you guys. It's been a privilege. It's fun doing this. We're sort of rolling to the end of 2024. We actually do have a big week coming up next week, too. Let's put the particulars up here. I know that we talked about Roseanne a minute ago. She's coming in on the 10th of January. We're going to
Have you met Roseanne?
Oh my God, I'm a huge fan. of
You were at the
Roseanne.
Skank Fest, right?
No,
I
she wasn't
wasn't.
skank.
Oh, no.
I wasn't, but I love her comedy.
Yeah.
I love she's
She's a trip.
Somebody on the Restream said that you guys should do a show together.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
would lean into each other's stuff.
will.
It'd be very interesting. We're going to keep the Chinese theme going with Dr. Li Meng Yan coming in next Tuesday and Emily Kaplan on, I guess that's Wednesday.
After Christmas.
Usual time, 3 o'clock. Sean Baker, Carnivore Guy, Brian Kilmeade on the 3rd, Jim Brewer on the 4th. Said Roseanne. Paul Alexander after Roseanne. He's been pretty active lately on social media. He's got some more to say. We'll get all that. We'll take your request if you want at contact@drdrew.com. We're happy to book guests that you want. And we appreciate the audience. We appreciate you all being here. We appreciate your support. We're going to continue into 2024 trying to get things right. I do feel like things are turning a little bit. We're able to have more conversation, more clear conversation. Things that I was getting attacked for 6 months ago, lo and behold, are becoming consensus. Shocking. And I'm sure I got things wrong too. And so that will come into focus more as we get into 2024. And we'll continue to Fight the Fight. I do suggest if you missed the show from yesterday because of Rumble's attack, do check it out. Speaking of the Fighting the Fight, they were kind of extraordinary people. They were a little anti-vaxxy for my taste, but I love their grassroots efforts to make change, and I might even join them. You don't have to agree with everybody on everything. Everybody, you can join people in their task to make a better world. It's okay. You don't have to agree on every single point at all times. Goodness gracious! All right, we'll see you. Tuesday at 3:00 Pacific time. Ask Dr. Drew is produced by Caleb Nation and Susan Pinsky. As a reminder, the discussions here are not a substitute for medical care, diagnosis, or treatment. This show is intended for educational and informational purposes only. I am a licensed physician, but I am not a replacement for your personal doctor, and I am not practicing medicine here. Always remember that our understanding of medicine and science is constantly evolving. Though my opinion is based on the information that is available to me today, some of the contents of this show could be outdated in the future. Be sure to check with trusted resources in case any of the information has been updated since this was published. If you or someone you know is in immediate danger, don't call me, call 911. If you're feeling hopeless or suicidal, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255. You can find more of my recommended organizations and helpful resources at drdrew.com/help.
So I quit SiriusXM to go all in on comedy in March of 2020.
Okay.
And I was left in a situation where I had no income, no job. It was pretty catastrophic.
But your husband's okay. He's working.
He's not really into working. That's not, and what's, okay.
You don't get to have 6 kids and not be into working.
No, well, okay, so
it's a lifestyle, Drew.
It is!
Shut up!
Thank you.